Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, playing Life is Strange Double Exposure, and in this video series, I'll be taking you through the game, chapter by chapter, and making sure you grab all of the collectibles, which include things like the photos, snapshots, decorations, clues, and more. I'll also make sure you get the chapter-specific Missable achievement/trophies, all without spoiling too much of the story, so let's get started. We'll start with Chapter 1. In the bottom right corner, you can see the name of the sub-chapter if you're going to mop these up through Explore mode. For Snapshot 1, in the bowling alley, pretty much as soon as you gain control of Max here, around the corner you'll find the snapshot of the stain. Just past that, if you go a little bit further in the bowling alley, you'll notice a ball dispenser, but just past that, you can aim down the bowling lanes to take a snapshot of those. That'll be our second of many. The snapshots and the photos are different collectibles, by the way, and make sure you actually take the photo and save it when prompted. Another category of collectibles are called decorations. These ones aren't as obvious as some of the other ones because the game doesn't actually label the collectibles, nor does it have a collectible counter in the menu other than for photos, which are really, really easy. But for our first decoration, what you're going to do is you're going to pull down the tarp, and just after that, you can head to the Mascot. Interact with the Mascot. This will start a short little interactable kind of cutscene. And once you come out of that cutscene, make sure you interact with the mini Mascot toy and take it. The reason we know this is a decoration, by the way, is because it'll become available as an object to interact with in our home later. From the mini Mascot in the bowling alley, let's go ahead and grab our next snapshot. Just behind the desk here, where the reception would be, you can take a snapshot of the bowling shoes. Make sure you're pressing snapshot, not just examine. And make sure you pull out your camera and save that photo as well.
Figured out what your focus is gonna be.
Last but not least, for this chapter, we can also take a snapshot of the Nebula. However, this is story related, so you can't miss it. I will include it in this video just to make sure you're on top of things. In the next chapter, you'll have a conversation, and here you can begin to decide if you're doing the Bae or Bae style playthrough. There is an achievement or trophy for basically completing the game with both outcomes from Life is Strange 1. You'll have a left and a right decision. One is basically breaking up or growing apart, and the other is more unfortunate. You have to do one playthrough with each of these decisions. You'll then take control of Maxine inside of the bar, and here we can quickly grab the Art Restoration Achievement/Trophy, which is for fixing the art installations. There are going to be 3 places we can visit. Right here next to the stage, you can find the handwritten note about what's wrong with these, but basically there are these 3 locations where one of the paintings will be flipped, and you'll have to interact with the painting to flip it upright. I think it's pretty obvious which one's upside down, but I don't even know if you can do this wrong as long as you go to the right locations. So the first location we'll go to is right next to the stage. You don't have to do these in any specific order, but for the second art installation, what you can do is just go past the bar towards the booths in the back. Just squeeze in between these 2 dudes having a conversation, and you can fix the robot painting. Last but not least, to get the art restoration, let's go and find the 3rd painting. And here, just go back to where you came from, turn to the right, and past the little exit door, you'll see a pirate mural on the wall. And here you can flip the last art in order to grab the achievement or trophy. You won't see mine unlock on screen as I did it on a different recording. While you're here, don't forget to grab your first of 20 photos for the game. Not every chapter has the same amount of photos. Chapter 1 has 3, but you can find photo number 1 next to this door that is not far from that last art piece.
Undergrads.
And last but not least, there is a key decision that happens in the bar during the conversation with Amanda. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but you will lock yourself out of potential achievements and trophies later on in the game. When she asks if it's a date thing or a friend thing, you want to choose a date thing in order to have the romance options later in the game. We then find ourselves on the rooftops in the chapter called Things Are Looking Up. And here you want to make sure you grab the snapshots before you talk to these two people. Talking to them can progress the story in a way that won't let you take photos of them. So we'll start by taking a snapshot of Safi here. You'll then want to move and take a snapshot of Moses as well. There will be a new mechanic here that allows you to change the pose choices. I did use this option most of the time when it was available, in case you want to be safe. Next, we also have an opportunity here to get a Missable achievement / trophy for putting the cap in Caper. You'll talk to Moses first, and Moses will give you a bottle cap during that cutscene. Once you have the bottle cap, what you want to do is move towards the chairs and examine the sour candy. If you turn the sour candy to find the opening, you'll be able to interact with it to place the bottle cap inside.
And give her a bottle cap instead.
After you do that, go ahead and speak to Safi. And here you'll want to mention a specific dialogue choice of want some candy. You can't do this unless the bottle cap was placed inside. This will play a little bit of a trick on her and unlock you the achievement.
Shit. Come on, Max. Surely you...
At some point after the rooftop scene, you'll exit the school and walk down this walkway. There will be a snowman to your right, a statue in front of you, but as the path curves around to the left, keep going until the path meets the fence, looking on the floor to find photo number 2. Make sure you're taking the photo every time, and you should be good to go.
Nice.
The next chapter takes place in Max's house. This house kind of reminds me of the house from Tell Me Why, if you played that game, but there are two things we really want to focus on while we're here. First of all, before you get dressed or tidy up, because that kind of proceeds to the next scene, what we want to do is grab photo number 3 of 3 for chapter 1. It's located on the desk next to the telescope. Grabbing this should unlock an achievement or trophy for finding all of them in chapter 1. Additionally, a very important decoration is the Arcadia Bae photos. You'll notice there's a box next to the couch. This is the memory box, and you want to interact with it. You have to do that to progress. But after you interact with it, it'll move the box and reveal some Arcadia Bae photos underneath. This is not actually the collectible just yet. We have to do something with this in order for it to count as a decoration. Go ahead and grab those Arcadia Bae photos, head upstairs, and interact with your photo mural, making sure you add the photos in order for them to count. This was my last one, so my achievement or trophy did unlock here, but there are a few more to go if you're following along. Now, next up, we are at the Back to School Blues chapter, and once you kind of gain control of Max here, you're going to want to move forward and keep to the left to go underneath this kind of wooden gazebo here. As you do that, you should automatically start having this conversation with Reggie, who's very upset about a box. After the short cutscene, you should walk up to the puzzle box and take it. This will start another little bit of an interaction here between Reggie and Max.
Shit's all yours if you want it.
During this interaction, you'll now have an option to say, "What's this puzzle box?" And Reggie will begin explaining it a little bit. This will allow you to then interact with it. And there are 4 interactions we need to do to open it up. The first interaction is the eye. The second interaction is the founder's statue. The third interaction is the bird. In between each of these interactions, there can be a small little cutscene, by the way. And once we have the bird out of the box, place the bird on the founder statue again to solve the first layer of the box. There are more layers later in the game if you want the achievement or trophy. Also, this box does get taken home with you, so theoretically it could count as a decoration collectible as well. Now, next up, I'm going to tell you to pick up the Origami Flower, and you're going to ask me why, and I'm going to tell you because I want to be very safe in this video. I'm not sure if this counts as a project or a decoration or neither or both, but for that reason, I'm going to tell you to pick it up either way. Go towards the statue and make sure you pick it up off the bench. You're going to have to twist it and fold it completely out in order to finish it off, and then you can back out and it should be gone from the bench. And don't worry, this is the only collectible I'm going to show you where I have a little bit of uncertainty. Another type of collectible is also the projects. There's a couple of student projects you're going to basically be able to interact with during your playthrough and make certain commentary. The first one available here is Loretta's laptop project. If you interact with it, Max will make a comment about how many fans she has. Next up, we can grab the Male Gaze achievement / trophy, and this is also going to be necessary for a achievement or trophy later on in the game called Favor Saver. As you're working your way through the school, you'll meet with Vin, and after you talk to him, you'll be given an optional objective to help Vin find his package. Head back towards the Fine Arts building and peek into the room on the left, which is the mail room. Here you'll be able to interact with this bin down at the bottom and to the left from the door. After interacting with it, you can take the package out of the bin. Once you have the package, there should be a symbol in the top left corner of your screen, and now you can head back into the hallway and head back towards Vin. Here you'll have an option now to hand him his package, and this will start a new conversation with him, basically saying that you did him a big favor and he's going to owe you one. So that favor aspect of the conversation we'll use for an achievement or trophy later, but just for delivering the package at all, we're also going to get the Male Gaze. And last but not least, for Chapter 1, after you talk to Vin and Yasmin, you'll be able to go back to the Fine Arts building to talk to Moses. Before you talk to Moses, head over to the left and make sure you take the Abraxas rose. This is a clue for a box we'll need later, but it's also going to be a decoration as it ends up in your house. You're going to need this. This is very important to a lot of things. That's everything for Chapter 1. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Drop a like. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.